Podcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at Ablesys. Welcome to the webinar. And we'll go over the April trend signals and take a look and see what where the actual buys and sells are, where you put your stop losses. It was a real good day for intraday trading today. And certainly the longer term, daily and weekly charts have obviously been very good. Today being the first down day really in a couple of weeks in the market, which has been a strong uptrend, and able trend signals on all the major indices and all the major stocks have obviously been on a buy signal for months now, and very profitable. So we'll take a look at this first chart here, and this is a stock chart, a daily, weekly for longer term trading, and it's able trend signals are just as accurate for stocks as they are for futures. Most people like the intraday futures because it's lower risk and very profitable using able trend because of the nice swings in the market. Yet it doesn't matter. It's able trend. It works equally same for everything. So I picked this one up off of WinTick, which gives all the new buy and sell signals. So that's the great part about WinTick, is it helps you find new stocks to trade, because there's 10,000 of them. How do you know where to begin? Obviously some of these trades with able trend have just been incredibly profitable, but they too late now. You can't get in now. They're up, a pile of money, and you just don't want to get in now and chase after it. So what WinTick does is it finds new stocks to trade after scanning the market, and this one is OC, and you can see this is exactly what we look for. A blue bar, which is a buy signal. Obviously, anything blue means the prices are going to go up. The blue dot is the daily support dot, which blocks it or stops it from going any further lower. It also tells you you're in an uptrend because it's blue. And then the blue X is a weekly signal, meaning there's nice support there and it's blue. So you've got triple confirmation all coming together today. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. Able trend likes OC at around 66.5. And this one, we'll take a look at this one and kind of keep an eye out on, see how it does going forward. The last time we had a buy signal on it back in the beginning of September, it worked out really well here at the buy signal at 58, taking it all the way up to about 65. This, of course, is a no trade zone. And again, very accurately, Able Trend said, don't do anything these 4 weeks in here. This is probably just going to be sideways and be very choppy. And looking back now to when the signal was given, looking forward, knowing the result, that's exactly what happened, just as Able Trend thought 1 month before it got choppy and sideways. That's the key. Anybody can tell you after the fact what to do. It's before it happens, and which is why Able Trend works so well, so helpful. All right, so let's take a look at an intraday mini NASDAQ, which is our favorite chart, which is why I'm very consistent and show the same chart for years now, because it's just been incredibly profitable for the past 2 years, trading the NQ every day. I'll put this up against anybody's trading in any other indicator using Able Trend signals. So let's jump in and take a look. Okay, Michael, hey, thanks, buddy. We had the signal earlier for anybody who's in earlier, trades before the market opens, I'm on Eastern, so that's 9:30 Eastern right in here. For someone who likes to trade earlier, certainly, the markets are open 24 hours. You could do whatever you like. You had the triple confirmation signal, which is exactly what we look for. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X, especially if it's during the market hours, which Eastern time would be 9:30 to 4, which is 6:30 to 1 Pacific. That would, that's exactly perfect what you're looking for. But it came in even half an hour before the market opens up. Again, somebody who likes to trade that, well, there you go. You got a perfect signal right there. However, we like to start, and most people do, at the 9:30 open, because when the market opens, because it's very often it could be a change of. It's a new session. It's a completely new session starting. So sometimes it's changing direction. Nobody knows, but Able Trend will tell us what to do. So right here at the 9:30 New York Open, you have blue bar, blue dot, blue X. Doesn't get any better than that. That's the triple confirmation that we look for. Shot up very quickly. If you're a multi-lot trader, we always recommend taking one lot off after 4 or 5 points. You could use whatever number you like. We use 5 points, and bingo, you got that in about 5 seconds. So that worked out great. Can't lose on the trade. And then we put the stop. By the way, we put it 1 point below the bottom of the entry bar, which is right here. We put it 1 point below, especially if it's further away from these blue dots. Ideally, we'd like to put a little bit under the dots because it's nice to have a wall of protection between the price and your stop loss. But this one's just certainly more than 10 points away. So we put the stop 1 point below, and then as the dots go higher, and it's a little hard to see, but there's a dot right there. So a lot of people say, "Oh, do we get out here on this on the big pullback here?" Well, no. If you're trading your charts and not your emotions, you're still in the trade because your stop loss would be right there. It never got stopped out. Okay, now we're in profit a decent amount from there to here, from the entry to here. We're in profit a good 13, 14, 15 points. So we could certainly use the 2 green bar stop then, because the stop loss would be down here, right about break even. But, we got 15 points. We don't want to really give that back. So what we do is when we see 2 green bars, green means sideways, we put the stop a little closer. We put it 1 point below the bottom of the 2 green bars, which would be right here, and we'd be stopped out right there. But, it did well on that trade and, picked up about 10 points on that trade. So, it's a $200 winner the first 30 minutes of the market. That able trend gave to you, me, and anybody else who follows the able trend trades and rules and trades the charts, not your emotions. Because if you trade your emotions, you, me, or anybody else are a guaranteed loser. You cannot win trading emotions. Nobody can. You have to trade your charts. And that's the hard part of trading. That's why it's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's okay. You have to be able to trade the signals. I mean, they've got a 20-year track record, and the last 2 years, over 6 figures, very conservatively, I say that, trading one contract. Because I don't exaggerate or not here to fool anybody. We're past that stage. I don't want that done to me, and most certainly aren't going to do it to somebody else. So we'll take a look. We got a beautiful no trade zone right in here, which kept us out of trouble. That's the difference between able trend and other indicators, is we've got 2 time frames combined into one chart. So we have all these no trade zones alerting us of a choppy sideways market before it happens, because nobody can win in chop. Neither could we, for sure. We'd get killed just like everybody else. But the software is able to give us a heads up, and here is a perfect heads up. Basically, it's exactly telling us no trade. So then we're going to have another triple confirmation trade right in here. We put the stop loss just tick below the blue dot below, and we're going to get stopped out and give back. We're going to call it 3 or 4 points. Let's even make it 5. I like to exaggerate the losses and knock down and lower the gains. The opposite of what everybody else tries to do, and exaggerate the gains. Don't like that. Another perfect no trade zone, because it was choppy in here. You couldn't win in this. It's just down, up, sideways, narrow trading range. I mean, you get chopped up. The software says, no, don't trade at all, because we want low risk trades only. Now, there'll be losing trades, I'll guarantee you that. That's for sure. There's no perfect system in the world, but we only want the low risk trades. That's what's kept us in business all these years, and why got the same clients from years ago who continue to do well with the software and don't blow out their accounts like every other indicator and trading and program and trader, basically, because the odds are you're going to. So you've got to have something that's very conservative and time tested. Bingo, that's able trend. So we've got another perfect triple confirmation buy signal right here. This is a really nice trade, because we're going to nail, nail a really nice winner. You've got your 2 green bars here, your 20 points or $400 in profit in 30 minutes. Able trend gave that to us, and then we'd be stopped out right here. Stop goes 1 point below the 2 green bars, and we're right. Well, let's just even keep it simple. We're out on the red bar right here. That's another 400. Well, let's even call it 350. We'll just take 50 off for the heck of it for, commissions and slippage and whatnot. So, we're up a lot of money already, and it's only 2.5 hours into the market, and it's a really, really good day, obviously, so far, well over, to get technical, I can compute it, but we're looking at about $500 or $600 per one contract. Okay, buy signal here. We gave back 5 points. There's a typical triple confirmation trade. No trade zone here, and this again. Well, this is your what we call the dead zone, because most days, not every day, we use the dead zone as optional. It's up to you if you'd like to trade it, but just be careful because normally between 12:30 and 2 o'clock Eastern time, the markets are usually very flat. Well, as it turns out today, out of left field, came this this triple confirmation, big winning trade. Probably, I certainly would not have had that because of the time of the day. It's right in what we call, the lunchtime dead zone. But it's optional. Some people trade during that time, and if you did, whether we did or not, the software gave us said the software correctly predicted a very large profit. It's red bar, red dot, red 2-minute, red 3-minute. You've got quadruple 4 indicators and time frames all in agreement. Down it went, and it stayed under the red dots the whole way down because the small dots are the key. That's the most important thing on the chart. The small dots obviously means downtrend. The little blue dots means uptrend. Now, we don't even think about touching it over here because of the no trade zone. And I'm not even going to, calculate as far as, this big winning trade over here of about 30 points. I'm not even going to count it because it was that's the fair way to do it. We're about real life trading here, not fake stuff, not exaggerating. That's nonsense. That's such a turn off. So the software picked it up, but you don't generally trade during that time. Again, some people who did, home run, good job, you nailed it. But as the software did, if you did. But I'm not going to count that. So we got triple confirmation over here, and that's obviously a really nice trade right there. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X's, up and away we go, and we're going to tack on another 10, maybe 12. Let's just call it 10 points. Another $200 on top of the 500 or so that we were up, and then another, obvious no trade zone, and that's the end of the day. So it was a great trading day today using the software, and you have to be very mechanical, very robotic. And again, that's the hardest part of trading is putting your emotions aside. But I'll put it up against any indicator and any other trader. Consistently, it'll beat it every time. Consistently, not every time, because obviously we're going to have losing days. I'll guarantee you that too. So I tell it like it is both ways. But that's how we use it. It's kind of simple, really. Doing it is the hard part because, again, there's emotions, there's money involved. That's another story. But that part, we're not psychiatrists. We're just here to, greatly put the odds in your favor, stack the odds in your favor when we have the 2 different time frames and the algorithms all coming together. It's at the very least, it's going to help us greatly in our trading, putting the odds in our favor, and very importantly, telling us when not to trade. Not only is it going to tell us when to trade, it's going to tell us when not to trade, like here, these no trade zones, which is very simply when there's red and blue together, it means stay away. You do nothing. So Abletrend will alert us of a choppy sideways market before it starts, not after the fact, and we've already gotten beat up. Nick, why wouldn't you take the short trades around 236, 249 when the price bar closed below the blue dots? I thought you took those. No, you don't. If there's blue there, you obviously wouldn't take that trade right there, Nick, because there's blue X's. The 2-minute chart saying no, we're not going to do it. So there has to go below the blue X and obviously have no trade and have no blue X's there. However, if you did, no problem. If you did, you would have been stopped out and gave back about 5 or 6 points on that trade. And then we come back here and pick up 12 points on the winning trade. So either way, it was a very, very profitable day, as it has been consistently the past few months. It's just been incredible. Michael, can you review the trade short at 230, 235? Yeah, that was the trade that I just spoke of. It said went below the blue dots. It's you have taken trades when I would take the trade, Nick, if there was no blue. It can't be a blue dot. There can't be a blue X there. So you just want to give it this comes in every 2 minutes. So give it 2 minutes, and the big X's come in every 3 minutes. You've got to wait the time out. Hopefully that helps. And again, worst case scenario, let's just that's okay. Hopefully if you did take that there, so instead of a $500 or $600 day, there would be 100 less. Why say triple confirmation when the trade entries always appear? John's asking. To be quadruple confirmation. Quadruple, it definitely is quadruple. I'm just saying triple because you only need triple. Quadruple is just a little extra, but triple is a valid trade. Oh, if you did get into this trade, Michael, well, that's a really long bar, and obviously the red dot is like 15 points away. So your stop loss would be 1 point above the top of the red bar. Yeah, let's include this let's include this one, because you know what? At that time, let's include this one as a losing trade. Absolutely. So your stop loss goes 1 point above the top of the red bar. And then 2 bars later, it just obviously stopped out. Yes, Michael. Yes, Michael Z. Yes. Okay, so yes, Michael and Nick. Yes, that's a valid trade there. All right, looks like I got to everybody's question. All right. Yeah, if it reverses quickly, hey, we're out. That's it. Keep it simple. John says, then what is triple confirmation? Is blue bar, blue dot, blue X, John? What would not be all red or all blue? Well, right in here. No trade, no trade. All the no trade, all the no trade zones when you have red and blue together. But you want to have red bar, red dot, red X, or blue bar, blue dot, blue X. And if it's like, here's a good example of what I think what I was mentioning, Nick. You see here, like technically speaking, you've got triple confirmation. I wouldn't get in on this first blue bar because you're not above the red X. You want to be above the red X, or close, I should say. Let me rephrase. The price you want to close above the red. Right here, this bar, you can see the little close that sticks out to the right, closes above the red X's, and it's in fact 6 minutes past the red X. But even if you were 3 minutes past it, that would be perfectly fine too. So there's where you want to get in, because you've broken above this strong wall of resistance here. So hope that helps. Okay, well, I think I answered your questions. I pointed out the buys, the sells, the stop losses, the most important no trade zones when everybody else is trading, and Abletrend saying, no, don't trade now. It's not the right time. It's too high of a probability of choppy sideways market. So good stuff. Hope this helps. Doesn't matter what you trade or what time frame. I'm always glad to help, and I'll gladly do a live one-on-one trading session with you. Anytime you want to take a look at some markets for 10 or 15 minutes together, and especially if you have you're new to Abletrend or you're just thinking about getting a trial or just had one, I want to just make sure everybody gets their money's worth out of the trial. So I'll gladly do a live trading session for anybody that has a new trial. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for being here, everyone. Have a good night.